Hi, welcome to Yoga by Beka. I'm Beka, and today we're continuing our 30-day yoga challenge where we're going to try to do yoga for beginners every single day for 30 days. So let's get onto your mat. Sit in hero's pose, then widen your knees and stretch your arms and walk your body forward to where you're in child's pose. Your bum is on your heels. And just stretch out those hands and feel a nice, deep, relaxing stretch in your back and in your arms. Regulate your breath, breathing deeply in and deeply out. Take this moment to relax your body. Gain a certain type of, regulate your breath and just decide on your breath rhythm that you're going to try to maintain throughout the practice. Slowly walk your hands back up to where your trunk is upright and you're in a seated position. Then sit crisscross applesauce, extending the left arm out, flexing the palm, and let your neck fall to the right. Now let your neck fall to your left shoulder, extending the right arm out with that right hand flexed. Kind of stretching out your neck and your upper back. Now let's get into tabletop position. Your knees are under your hips. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. And we'll start off doing some cat-cow poses. Dip your belly down towards the ground with your head up. And then curve your back towards the ceiling. Now let's go back into the cow pose with the belly down. And then exhale, do the cat pose with your back reaching up towards the ceiling, pushing the ground away from you. Now dip your belly down, your shoulders are rolled back, tail up, head up. Then exhale and let your back go up towards the ceiling. You're pushing the ground away with your hands. Cow position. Just pretend like you're a cow with the dip in your back. Then exhale and lift your midsection towards the ceiling like a scared cat. Now get into neutral spine position and extend your right foot behind you with your foot flexed and kind of push back on that to sort of stretch out your calf and your muscles in your leg. Swing your right leg over your left and then look at that leg, and you should feel a deep stretch in the side of your leg, opening up the side. Replace that leg back and then step it forward to the front of your mat in between your hands. Now shift your hips forward into low lunge. Your left knee is on the mat. Feeling a deep stretch in your left leg and your thigh. Lift your arms high up into the sky. If it's hard to balance, just in your imagination, squeeze your thighs together, tightening your core. Slowly lower the hands down beside your feet. Lift your left knee off the mat. And extend your right hand up towards the ceiling and look at that hand, doing a nice spinal twist while in a low lunge. Breathe deeply in and deeply out. Slowly lower the right hand to the mat. Let your right foot meet the left into plank position. Widen the feet about as wide as your hips. Slowly bend your knees and send your hips up and behind you to where you're in a downward dog position. Your hands and your shoulders should be away from your neck and your head. Let your head hang heavy, pushing your chest to be a little bit closer to the tops of your thighs, trying to get a nice straight line down your back. Get up on your toes and curl your body upwards and forward to where you're back in a plank position. Shift forward slightly and slowly lower your body down. Chaturanga. Lift up your head and chest into Cobra with your heart open and your chest open. Slowly lower down. Push yourself back into tabletop, but then don't stop there. Go all the way back to sink your hips down on your heels into child's pose. You can pancake your chest to the floor, or instead you can just put your forehead on the mat, tint your fingers, and feel a deep stretch along the sides of your arms. Get back into tabletop position. Extend your left leg behind you straight. Kind of push your body weight back on it to stretch out that heel, the calf. And then switch your left leg and take it over top of the right. Now look over at that foot. You'll feel a deep stretch along your side body, along your lower side back, and along the side of your leg. Now take that foot and take it to the front by stepping through your hands. And we'll do low lunge again. Shift your hips forward. Right leg is back behind you, flat to the mat. Look up, lifting up your chest and pushing your body weight forward even more still to stretch out the top of your right thigh. Squeeze your thighs together, get power, and pull your arms up to the sky, looking up, opening up the chest. Slowly lower the hands back down around your foot. Take your right knee off the mat by lifting it up. And take your left hand and go towards the ceiling with it and look up at that left hand, doing a side spinal twist while in a low lunge. Keeping your core tight, focusing on breathing in and out. Hand goes down again. Take your left foot to meet the right in plank position. Feet should be about hip width apart. Now push your hips up and back to get back into your downward facing dog. Try to straighten that back. Take your dog for a walk by pedaling out your feet, bending your left knee and then your right. Feeling the mat under your toes. Now get up on your toes and slowly catch a wave that ripples through your body to where you're back in plank position. And with your elbows hugged in close to your rib cage, slowly lower the body down in chaturanga. And then pull your chest up into cobra. Sink your body back down to lay on the mat. And then push yourself up into plank and then back into downward facing dog. Slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands into forward fold. Grab your elbows, and this is called ragdoll. Let your body be completely heavy. Sway gently left to right, enjoying the sensations in your legs, letting your body be completely heavy on the top. When ready, bend your knees generously and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, straighten up into a standing position. Roll your shoulders back, strengthening and straightening up your posture. Now, let's do tree pose. Balancing your weight on your left foot, bring your right foot to come up to meet your left calf muscle, or if you can, your inner left thigh. If you have trouble with balance, as I do, no problem. Just release, cross the leg over the other, and do a forward fold to get a nice stretch in your legs. Rise back up to standing, rolling the shoulders back. Now put your weight on your right standing foot. Left foot opens up to the side and lays against that right calf muscle or your right upper inner thigh. Just never put it directly on your knee, as we want to protect your knees and keep them stable. Hands go into prayer position at heart center. When ready, raise your hands high in the sky. Be strong like a tree. Exhale, bring the hands down. Cross the feet over and then lean over into a forward fold. Breathing deeply in and out. Slowly lift up into standing position. Raise your hands up towards the sky and sit back like you're sitting in a chair. You should feel the weight of your body in the heels of your feet, and the tops of your thighs should ignite and become a little bit fiery. Stand back up to standing position. Step your right foot behind you. Bend both the right and left knees. Arms go straight up in the air into crescent lunge. You can widen your stance if you need to, squeezing your inner thighs together for stability. Now, straighten up a bit and take your hands out in front of you. Then behind you, with your chest leaning over that top knee. Hands go back in the air and go back into crescent lunge. Then straighten that back leg a little and lean forward. Sit back into crescent lunge again. Step forward to have your feet meet. Your left upper thigh should be feeling a little bit wobbly from supporting weight. Swan dive down from mountain pose down into forward fold. Lift up halfway and make your back flat. You can let your hands rest on your upper thighs. And then sink back down into forward fold, bending your knees generously. Step both feet back into plank position. Slowly lower down, chaturanga, and then pull your face and chest up into cobra. Lay your chest back down. Push yourself up into tabletop and then back all the way with your bum sitting back on your heels into child's pose. Regulate your breath, breathing in and out. Tenting the fingers so you feel a great stretch down along the sides of your arms. And if you need a rest, you can completely relax them as well. Breathe deeply in and deeply out. Lift yourself back up into tabletop and then transfer your body with your hips going up and back into downward facing dog. Then slowly walk your feet to meet your hands. Grab your opposite elbows and do ragdoll once more, letting your head and your trunk of your body be heavy, slowly swaying to the left and to the right. Bend your knees generously and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, curl back upwards into standing position. Taking the left foot, raise it up into tree pose again, working on our balance and our concentration and focus, focusing on the breath while placing your left foot against your right calf muscle. Find a spot on the wall to look at. Raise your arms high in the sky. Cross the left foot over the right and bend down for a forward fold. Bend the knees generously and slowly curl your back up into mountain pose where you're standing straight up. And now the other side. Lift your right leg, your right foot against the left calf muscle, and try to have your right knee pointing in that direction, off to the side, opening the hip. Hands go high in the sky in prayer position. Then release, stepping the right foot over the left, bend over to do a forward fold, and then slowly rise back up into standing. Arms swoop up towards the sky, sit back on your hips as though you're sitting in a chair to get into chair pose. You should feel your body weight in your heels. Straighten up, step a little bit forward onto the mat, and then step your left foot behind you. Widen the stance as necessary, but try to keep your trunk of your body over your hips. Bend both knees pretty generously and raise your arms up into crescent lunge. Slowly move the hands and trunk in front of you over that right knee, and then sit back into crescent lunge. You can use your hands to sort of make a bit of a invisible circle if you'd like. Hands up in the sky, crescent lunge. Shift the weight on your right leg. Put your trunk in your hands over. Then let the hands go back up in the sky, sitting back into crescent lunge. Then step forward into standing position. Arms go high in the sky. Do a swan dive down to the ground. Forward fold, lift up halfway, make your back flat. Then lower your trunk of your body back down again. Step your feet back behind you into plank position. Slowly lower down, chaturanga. Pull your front of your body up into cobra. Then slowly push your body into tabletop, but don't stop there. Go ahead and push it all the way back into child's pose, where your butt is sitting back on top of your heels. Spine is sort of curved over you, arms extended out to the front, feeling a stretch in the arms. Transition now back into tabletop position with a neutral spine. Try to keep your spine straight. Walk your hands in front of you to where you are now going to be doing puppy pose. Let your chest become pancaked to the floor. Try to put your knees underneath your hips. If you need to readjust, you can. Arms go out in front of you. Only go as far as your body will allow, because you can hyperextend your shoulders this way. So be sure not to push anything. Now, raise your body up back into tabletop position. Release your legs back behind you, and your elbows will be under your shoulders, hands out in front of you. This is Sphinx pose. You may feel this in your lower back. If it causes any kind of pain or discomfort, then just release your body back down to the floor, laying down and just meditating a bit. Take a breath, and then on your inhalation, lift your chest up Exhale, lower it back down. Inhale, lift your body, your chest up, trying to use your back muscles. And then exhale, lower down. In your imagination, picture your back muscles pulling your body up. Use your mind-body connection to create the different exercises and poses to become, your reality. Sit back up. Turn your body around and lay your back down flat. Your knees are up, bent. Your feet are flat on the mat, about hip width apart. Make sure the small of your back is touching the mat. Breathing deeply in and deeply out. Slowly squeeze your buttocks up into the sky, pushing your hips up. Your spine is straight. Try to keep your knees from going outwards. Squeeze them to stay parallel and facing forward. Hold this bridge pose, tightening your butt muscles, squeezing. But yet, in a relaxed way, keep that breath. Breathing deeply in and deeply out. Slowly lower your body from the top of your back all the way down to your tailbone, with your tailbone and your hips touching the mat last. Take your right knee and pull it in towards your body, your left leg extended out. And then take that right knee and guide it to fall over to your left side. Right arm goes extended to the right side, and take a look at that hand, getting a nice spinal twist in a laying position. Slowly return the knee back to your chest and then release it down onto the mat. Pull your left knee into your body. Grab that shin and kind of pull it in a little bit closer and deeper, opening up that lower back with your right leg extended straight out. And then slowly guide that left knee over to fall on the right side of your body, extending the left arm out to the side. And then just look at your left hand, enjoying that full body spinal twist. Guide your legs back up to the center, hugging them to your chest, and rock left and right very softly and gently. Roll a few times to give yourself a back massage. Come up into a seated position and extend the feet out to do boat pose. You can lower down to do lower boat and then pull back up into high boat. Extend the legs straight or keep them bent parallel to the ground. It's yogi's choice. And slowly come together in a cross-legged position. Breathe deeply in and deeply out. Take notice of the differences that you may feel in your body. Congratulate yourself for taking this time to care about yourself, and in this new year of 2025, getting new habits in place to become, more active, to move more, to do things for your self-care. Have a beautiful day. Bye.